Hi and welcome to the video training of hybrid servers. In this video training course, we will be exploring how we can implement hybrid web servers using different technologies. In this first video, we will be creating a hybrid web server using Node.js and PHP. So we don't need Apache or Nginx. It's extremely simple and straightforward. So what are the requirements and what do you need to implement this kind of setup? First of all, you need Node.js installed on your system. The second is PHP, and the third is Express module for Node.js, that is the web server support for Node.js. You can simply install by going into the project directory and running the command npm install express. Now let's go to the command line and see how we can set up the basic structure for our project. So let's create a folder. Web servers. Hybrid web servers, and we are going to create the first one, that is Node plus PHP. Node plus PHP, and here we are going to initialize a node project, so sudo npm init, and here we can say node plus PHP is our package name. That's fine. Version 1 description index.js test command, and yes, so we have package.json file, and now we can install express, sudo npm install express. This will install the express module on your system. So we have that installed now. Now what we need to do is we need an editor where we can write our code. So basically the next step is to write server.js file. This is our main web server handling file in Node.js. So let's create that, server.js, and here we are in the editor, and we're going to write it var express equals require express. So we are requiring the express module of Node.js. That's the first step. The second one is var app. We are creating the instance of express and storing it in app variable as a reference. The third step is to define the web server port, which will be using as 80 port 80. Now we are going to create a function app.listen, and we will be passing app port, which is 80 in our case, and a function which defines the core functionality once the server is up and running. So we will say server is running on port, and here we can concat app port plus dot, and that's it. So next is to create our route app.get. This is for the default home page. So here we will be calling a function get home page if the user visits the landing page. The second route I'm going to create is the listing page, and here I'm going to call get listing page function. Now let's define our first function, which is get home page, and within this function we are receiving two parameter, request and response, which are passed by default by the express web server to the get home page function. So we have those two variables within our get home page function, and now I'm going to define a spawn, which is basically a child process, for the operating system, and here we are going to define the process and spawn PHP, and we are going to pass parameters as home.php. That's it. We are not going to pass any parameters in case of home page. So the next thing we are going to do is process.stdout.on data. Once the data is received from the process, we are going to send that data to the user's browser. Data.toString, and that's our data. Yeah, here's the extra. So here we have the process.stdout starting function data.string. Okay, now we are good, and here we have the closing curly braces for the home page function. We can simply copy this function get home page and paste it here, and we can call this function get listing page, and here we are going to change home.php to listing.php, but in addition to that we will be passing a query parameter that is called type to our listing.php file. So this query parameter will be passed by the user when he enters the listing URL, or he is directed from any other URL from the home page. The rest stays the same. So just save this file as server.js, and now we are going to code home.php, which can be simply a PHP file. So I have that file somewhere on my computer, so we can use that file instead of typing a new one. So it's a simple HTML file, and I'm going to call it projects hybrid web servers, and I'm going to call it home.php, and this will serve as our landing page for our hybrid web server. Just make a copy of this and create listing.php, and here we can say listing page of, and here we are going to echo argument v. Let me double check with that. I think it's this one, Java web servers Node.js and argv1. arg, we don't need this. Okay, so we are good here, and we can say this is the listing page of argument 1. So we have the listing page and we have the home page in our project folder. If you go to the terminal, and here you can see home.php, listing.php and server.php. Now we are going to run our web server, that is server.js file, and so we are done with server.js, we are done with home.php, and we are done with listing.php. And now let's run our web server. So node space server.js, and it's saying that I don't have permission to bind port 80 to this web server, so I'm going to use sudo because I'm on Ubuntu. So now it says server is running on port 80. So we have our web server up and running. Now it's time to test our server. To test home page, just go to HTTP localhost, and here you can see we have our web page, hybrid web server, Node plus PHP. This is home page. Now it's time to test the listing pages. So the first one is apples. We have this is the listing page of apples, and the last one is oranges. So we have, this is the listing page of oranges. Now you can extend this example on your own, and you can add a database, MySQL or Mongo, whatever you like, and you can extend this hybrid web server according to your needs and requirements. What are the benefits and usage of using hybrid servers? So basically, you can, in this example, we are utilizing the event handling power of Node.js. And if you have some existing PHP code but you are tired of Apache process handling and you want to switch to Node, but you don't have the resources to convert all the PHP code into Node.js, and you don't have the financial power to hire developers and programmers to import that code into Node.js. So you can use this type of integration with Node.js and PHP, and you don't need Apache or Nginx or any other modules to implement this. It is very easily maintainable, and there is no issues within this functionality. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you need any help or consultancy, feel free to contact me at umehmood@gmail.com. My LinkedIn profile is in/umehmood, or you can visit my Twitter handle. See you next time with the next video in this training course with the new hybrid web server. Thank you.